Hey y'all, welcome to Chasing Down Madison Brown, where today I have a new co-star, Miss Showtime. Showtime. Smart, fast, this is awesome, and as cute as they get.
This is only the second time she's ever been on a leash.
Today, it's all about the dogs. First, I'm in Mount Pleasant, Texas for a VIP tour inside the Victor Pet Food Plant. This is super high-tech science for pet safety. From high-tech pet safety process to modern-day packaging line, it's a place where nutrition reigns supreme. Then I head to Georgia. Shawn, you make that look so easy. To train with some of the four-legged elite athletes who are fueled by the very same food. Chasing Down Madison Brown starts right now. My name is Madison Brown, and I'm chasing down the best food, people, and farms in America. So come along. You never know who you'll meet, what's on the menu, or what we'll end up doing on Chasing Down Madison Brown. You can see it waving in the wind from miles away. The stars and stripes against the Texas sky. It's the giant American flag that marks the headquarters of Victor Pet Food, a family company built from scratch, and all started with the dream and desire of this man, Scott Glover. Scott, thank you so much for sitting down with me. So when people say that they have, one, a family company, and two, that they built it from the ground up, you are dead serious when you say you've built this facility from the ground up.
It was ground up. It was a clean piece of ground here. There was actually an old warehouse back there in the very back, and I reskinned it, and but primarily, I mean, it was a clean piece of ground. We started from scratch. It took 3 years. So my friends all thought I was going to take bankruptcy. They'd drive by and see me and wonder what I was doing.
But everyone just believed so much in this idea that you had.
I don't know if it was so much that I can't explain it, but yes, my parents were really behind me. So we got in a car and we drove it 1,000 miles one week. Got turned down a bunch of places. We were going to sell dog food, and we came back from that trip. We'd sold 2 loads of dog food. The first load was down in south of San Antonio, Post, Texas, and we really celebrated. We went to the Riverwalk in San Antonio. We stayed in the Hyatt Regency, and we smoked a cigar because we then had a customer. Came back, made the food, delivered it, and honestly, we've had challenges along the way, but it was really as simple as that. Then you go out and you pick up another customer, and you treat them right, and so forth and so on.
The company's dedication and attention to detail is still as strong as it was from day one. To get the ultimate pet food product, it all starts with pet safety. From the moment a truck rolls onto the grounds, the safety testing begins. And today, lab supervisor Heather Martis showed me how they do it. Okay, now what is the first thing y'all do?
We're actually, the first thing we're gonna do is look at the load.
Okay.
And we wanna make sure there's no foreign materials and we actually have the correct material in here.
Okay, because safety is of the utmost importance.
Yes.
So from the first second all the material comes on here, we're making sure it's safe.
Yes. If I could stop something from coming on the facility that's bad here, that's going to hurt a dog, I wanna do it right here.
You are not kidding about that probe. Using a state-of-the-art probe that looks like something out of Game of Thrones, we take multiple samples from all parts of the truck. Yeah! Oh my gosh.
And kind of push it in there a little bit more.
And then you just dump it in here?
Dump it in there.
The bucket of samples is immediately taken from the truck to the lab. Heather, what test are we running right now?
So right here we're running our peroxide value. It checks for rancidity in our meat meals. Anytime we get one of our meat meals in, fish meal, chicken meal, we want to make sure it's the freshest product around. We're actually going to do a little bit of chemistry.
Okay. This is super high-tech science for pet safety.
Yes, it is.
So, and you do this every single truckload for every single bit of food that is going into that one little kibble that my dog Daisy is gonna eat.
Yes, multiple times a day.
So after you get all the samples, will that truck have to wait until you go ahead, test everything, and give it the okay before it can actually be part of the process here on the plant?
Yes, they will not, they cannot unload it.
Oh my goodness, so when you take a sick day, everyone takes a sick day.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And so, and if any of the tests fail, that truckload cannot come into the facility whatsoever.
Right.
So you are basically the gatekeeper here at Victor.
Yes.
We got a number of negative 0.32. What does that tell us?
That's extremely fresh.
So you're gonna give it the thumbs up, and it's gonna come into the plant and it's going to start its process into becoming kibble.
Yes.
Let's go.
Coming up, the fresh, nutritious food is packaged to perfection. Then,
Showtime.
that is so cool. Does that ever get old?
It does not.
My VIP tour inside Victor Pet Foods headquarters was just getting started. After the lab tests, Michael Keith, Vice President of Nutrition and Procurement, gave me an inside look at the intricate mixing process.
Number one is safety of the nutrition for the pet, and then number two, safety of our employees. And everything we do is just dedicated to those two things.
So what part of the process is this room?
So this is our batch plant, our batching area. So every formula we make of kibble starts with the raw ingredients, and this is the raw ingredients side of the business. So this is our micro ingredients. These micros are your vitamin, trace mineral premixes that we utilize to make the diets, and then...
So I'm looking at the vitamins that go into the food.
Yes, ma'am. When it comes to the true micro ingredients, we source most of ours from NutriBlend. As far as the vitamin trace mineral premixes, and we make sure we utilize scientifically proven companies such as Diamond V Yeast, Zenpro Performance Minerals, several of the top-notch companies that have research behind their product.
And you guys have a really high protein content. Do you think that that really sets you all apart from the other kibble that's out there?
We do, and the basis of the Victor line is we try to be meat protein primarily. We use meat meals because we get exponentially higher protein concentration doing that. All the protein meals actually go into our big bins behind us.
Oh, okay.
So you can see the bottom of this bin complex, and it continues on behind. Those are our major ingredients. Those are your beef meals, your chicken meals, your fish meals.
So that big truck that I tested for this morning, that's where that's going to be housed?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
In the Victor line, we currently have about 18 different formulas.
Oh my goodness.
A little over 70 SKUs, depending upon the various sizes we package that in. But at the heart and soul of our company, it's really 18 formulas that we deal with. So pretty simple. But yet it's real complex when you look at the nutritional end of it and what all goes into it.
Simple my foot. Look at all of this. Look at everything that goes into making sure that, you know, my sweet dog Daisy has the best possible food she can have.
Absolutely. The safety of the dog is our primary focus, and we know if we deliver the proper nutrition, the safety of that dog will always be provided for as well.
Because a nutritious dog is a safe dog.
It is. It is.
So we've mixed all of our ingredients together. Now what happens?
After we've mixed the ingredients, it goes through a grinder, comes into the extruder room, and that's where under intense heat and pressure, we actually make the dry kibble that most people associate with dog food.
Okay, so it's gonna cook it and it's gonna start to look like what I think dog food looks like.
It does. It basically heats it, cooks it, and then actually expands the product to make the kibble that we see in the bag.
That's where the magic happens.
Absolutely.
Let's go.
Here in the dryer room is another example of pet safety. In fact, samples are taken from each stop along the way and taken back to the lab to ensure the perfect quality.
Did we hit our mark?
We hit our mark.
So now it can go on to be bagged?
Go onto the bags.
Let's do it.
After more of the high-tech testing comes the high-tech packaging line, where Paul Majors, VP of Operations, showed me modern-day efficiency at its finest.
So is it coming down from up there?
Yes.
6 80-ton bins from above drop the food into these bags. at an astonishing speed of 50 tons per hour.
As it exits the machine, everything is metal detected, and then upon exiting the line, it moves down to a check weigher.
Okay.
Down here at the end of the line. The check weigher confirms that the guaranteed weight that we are guaranteed to sell the customer. Beyond that, it moves through the line, the compression station,
Okay.
and then to twin robotic system.
What in the world?
They are programmed to individually palletize each product, and you'll notice if they don't, one hesitates for the other.
Yeah.
Because they're operating independently and sequentially there for each individual pallet.
This kind of stuff, does this get you really excited?
It does, it does. It's a lot of fun.
So how quickly can these robotic arms pack a pallet?
It'll take each robot can palletize each at a 50-ton rate, roughly a little over a minute per pallet.
Oh my goodness.
So at 50 ton an hour, semi-automatically, if we were having to do this by hand or with a little bit of mechanical assistance, we might be looking at 15 ton an hour. But with robots, it's kind of the sky's the limit.
Wow.
Coming up, from puppies to world-class competitors, I learned from the man who trains the incredible retrievers to be champions.
Showtime.
That is so cool. Does that ever get old?
It does not.
And now, here's my Uncle Chris and his thoughts from inside the great world of agriculture.
Welcome to Pork Chops and Applesauce. I'm your host, Christopher Knight, and this week we will tackle hormones in food. Now, if you go to the grocery store like I do, then you probably suffer label confusion like I do. You know, labels tend to put foods into two groups, good and bad. But the truth, well, the truth is much more complex. Now, I've stood at the meat counter and been bombarded with labels that claim no added hormones and wondered if that's what I should be buying. Well, first things first, all living things, like humans, have naturally occurring hormones. So the label that says no added hormones doesn't mean there aren't any hormones. How do we put that in perspective? Let's take a look at naturally occurring hormones. As an adult male, I produce about 136,000 nanograms of estrogen each day. That's right, estrogen. A naturally occurring version of estrogen is also found in plants. In fact, hormones in beef and milk are far, far lower than the naturally occurring hormones in foods like cabbage and soy. For example, soy flour has 128 million nanograms of estrogen per 3-ounce serving. That's about 100 million times more than the amount of hormones found in a serving of natural beef. Some farmers and ranchers choose to supplement hormones to help raise more beef with fewer resources. The use of implanted hormones in cattle is carefully regulated, and their safety widely studied and verified. And as the numbers show, the difference in estrogen between natural and hormone-implanted beef is a half a nanogram. Virtually nothing compared to the amount of hormones in soybeans, tofu, and even white bread. Hormone implants were approved for use in the raising of beef cattle in the 1950s and have been safely and effectively used ever since. So why do kids seem to be growing faster and reaching puberty earlier? Genetics plays a role, but medical studies indicate calorie consumption and increased levels of body fat are the key contributors. Understandably, it's truly a complex issue, but using the referring data, early onset puberty cannot be attributed to the consumption of beef raised with implanted hormones. So the next time you hit the grocery store, don't be tempted to assign good or bad labels to a food. Know the facts while you read the labels and make an informed decision that is best for you and your family. This is Christopher Knight for Pork Chops and Applesauce.
Childhood food insecurity is an issue that's near and dear to my heart. To learn more about how you can get involved, visit farmingtofighthunger.com.
Hey, 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 hey.
His name is Shawn Sims, and this spectacular spread is called Waterfowl Widowmakers. Acres of grass, hills, trees, and water, all custom designed for one purpose: to train elite dogs.
Yeti.
Duck dogs are his specialty, and after 18 years and more than 700 dogs trained, it's safe to say Shawn is one of the best there is. He invited me to hang out and live a day in the life of a true retriever trainer.
If you had one tip for me, what would it be?
Patience.
Patience.
Sit, here we go. Now I'm gonna release her on her name. G. I want her to go straight to the bird, pick it up, and come back, sit down, and then I'll take the bird from her.
Okay. So how long does it take you to train a retriever to be able to do what Gigi is currently doing?
About a year to get to this level of training. Good girl.
She loves her job.
She does. These guys are athletes.
I was gonna say, she's so sleek. So is nutrition, is that a big part of your training regimen as well? Because she is
Sit.
a gorgeous athlete.
Absolutely.
How do you make sure that they are getting refueled the way that an athlete would need to be refueled?
Well, I feed Victor super premium dog food, and I've been feeding it for almost 5 years now. Been extremely happy with it. Dogs seem to do good on it. Their coat looks good, and I don't have any energy loss at the end of the day.
Who is this?
This little lady here is Showtime.
Hi, Showtime.
All right, we'll walk right on up here. All right, we're gonna tell her to watch it, and then you send her on her name.
Showtime. Okay, this is awesome.
We want them to use their eyes to get close and then use their nose to finish it up. All right, we got another bird coming from that direction.
Okay, watch. Showtime. That is so cool. Does that ever get old?
It does not. I do it several hundred times a day. I've been doing it for 18 years and I still love it. Think you can run a blind?
You're really gonna have to guide me on this one, but I would love to try.
All right, one whistle blast is sit.
Okay.
2 means here. So basically when the dog is out there in front of you, if you'll kind of put your hand on the dog and then point towards the bird.
Okay.
Tell her to heel, that should bring her back end around.
Heel.
There you go.
There we go.
All right.
Okay.
Now we're gonna get her looking out there.
Okay. Dead bird.
Good.
Didn't I say back?
Right there.
Okay.
Just send her on back.
Back.
All right. Heel.
I might have to watch you do this one more time before I am ready.
All right. Back.
Right to it. Shawn, you make that look so easy.
Well, it is easy. You just need a little practice.
So he says.
All right. This guy here, his name is Troy.
Troy.
He's a Grand Hunt and Retriever champion, master hunter. So if you can't run this one,
There's no hope.
I don't know what to tell you.
So he is the Mac Daddy.
He's a pretty nice dog, yes.
Well, I'm really excited to see him, and clearly he is raring to go.
He is ready to go.
Okay, so let's do this.
Now you're gonna have to blow that whistle pretty hard when you blow it.
Okay.
You gotta put a lot of air into it.
Now how do I get him to stop and look at me again?
One whistle blast.
One whistle blast. And how many do I blast to make him go?
You don't, you send him on
Oh, I
back.
just send him on back? Okay.
That's it.
Okay, let's see if I can do this.
All right, give her a shot.
Back.
All right, blow your whistle. Hold on, you need a right hand.
Okay. Oh.
Whistle, whistle, whistle. Now the left hand.
Yeah.
He's moved on your right. All right, whistle. Up,
Oh, he found it.
See, you're a professional.
I'm so good at this.
Can you start Monday?
Absolutely. If I got to be out here with Troy all day, sign me up. Wiggles.
Shawn says once the dogs have learned the skills on land, the same retrieving tools are transferred to the water. And watching these dogs work their magic in the water is definitely as fun as it looks.
Yay, Yeti! What a good boy. Can you kind of walk me through why this piece of land makes a great training area for retrievers?
Well, you've already said it. We have rolling hills, flat land. You've got all the variations of water, and there's actually several other ponds that you haven't even seen yet. When you go to these competitions, or if you're going to the duck blind or wherever it is, I don't know where these dogs are going to go when they go home and what kind of environment they're going to be in. So the more variation I have on the property, the more I can introduce them to, and the more likely they'll be comfortable in that situation when they go home. I never run from the same spot every time, so we move every day. We're running from a different spot, going to different places, so that way the dogs don't get in a routine.
This is a super, super fun day.
Well, I'm proud you enjoyed it. I'm very blessed to be able to do this every day.
What a great 24 hours. From my VIP tour inside Victor Pet Food headquarters in Texas to here in Georgia, where I got to play with some current and future champions. It's been a blast. I can't wait to get home to my dog Daisy.
Well, y'all, that's it for today's episode. Thanks so much for chasing me down here at Waterfowl Widowmakers and Victor Dog Food. Remember, for more behind-the-scenes fun, check out my Facebook, Instagram, and website. Thanks for chasing me down, y'all.